Nathan, you in the building?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He in the building.
Hi, Nathan.
And it's Pinno.
Pinno. Yeah, we got it correct.
I got it. Pinno.
Yeah, we got
Yep.
it.
Yup.
We
You
got it
sound like
correct.
Goofy. Yup.
Yeah.
Aw.
Nah, it said nervous article he wrote today. Or
Aw.
yesterday. You wrote an article?
Post.
You wrote an article, right?
I
He's-
podcast earlier today.
Really?
Episode 144. Which means in a little bit, a few more weeks, I'll have been podcasting for 3 years on the White Goes Aries podcast.
Aw, congratulations.
Oh, wow.
Thanks.
that's
I started out with
amazing.
chess, now I'm spreading the word.
Spreading the word of God.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's what's up. So, did you hear the discussion that I had tonight?
I got cut off right around the quarter after mark. And so I kind of missed most of it.
We have Poppers in the building. His questions were, is homosexuality a sin?
And
Yeah. My answer is simple. Yes. So,
and he says, what about divorce and remarriage?
divorce is only allowed in the Bible for sexual immorality, adultery in a marriage.
Yes.
And the other one was, what was the other one?
Didn't
Let me
say
see here.
abuse.
Abuse?
What about divorce and remarriage?
Okay.
Yeah, that would get
Mr.
deep.
Jesus said
Popper.
divorce is only allowed for sexual immorality. Unless that occurs, if two people divorce, cannot separate, they should get back together unless there's clear indication that one of them has slept outside of the marriage. Then God said their marriage has stand.
Yes.
Otherwise, they should get back together.
Adultery.
All right, for those who are listening right now, we got Nathan Pinno on the building. Nathan is a blogger.
Ooh, ooh.
He even interviewed me on his podcast.
Ooh, ooh.
How long ago?
I'd say a little bit over a year or so.
2014.
Maybe a year.
So go up on there, check out the interview. I'm going to drop a link to it on this wall on this thing over here.
Mr. Poppers, do you have any more questions?
So what do you do for a living, Nathan? Besides blogging and stuff like that.
Well, the thing that pays me is I work part-time at the local Real Canadian Superstore here in Camrose, and I also run my own business in my spare time.
Nice.
Link
wow.
Enterprises,
Wow.
and right now the main thing for it is I'm running a Christian social network called Believe Beloved at believebeloved.com.
Oh yeah, I just signed up for that.
I know it was
run-
awesome. I
run it?
thumb up to that.
You run that? You're the
Yep. And right now, the only two people there are me and my friend David, Melanie. He's from the United States as well.
You said believed with a D?
Believe Beloved, no D.
Oh,
believed.
beloved.
Believe
Beloved. Oh, beloved, just not beloved,
Beloved.
not with the ed at the end. It's just beloved.
Believebeloved.com?
Believe Beloved. Yep.
.com?
.com.
Okay.
And my personal site is nathanpinno.me, and there's a link there to my blog.
Gotcha.
Okay.
There's
So-
also my testimonies there on both my blog and my personal site. And that tells how I came to Christ.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh wow. What about rock music? He says. Popper's got a question anybody got a question for our special guest Nathan Pinno? Tweet us right now on Twitter,
Rock
twitter.com/SML
music
radio show.
Rock music, it depends.
It's-
It depends on the lyrics. Honestly, in my opinion, if it's praising God, I have no problem with it as long as it's not used during a church service. There should be according to the Bible, the only worship should come from our hearts. No instruments.
Oh.
That's what my denomination practices, and it's the Church of Christ that I'm a part of, and that's the local church I go to.
Oh wow.
In fact, we're hosting in my Church of Christ this next week coming up on Monday to Friday here in Camrose. We're hosting a vacation Bible school, and we're talking about Bible heroes.
Nice.
How long you been walking with God?
a little bit over a year now.
Woo!
I became a believer last year on May 18th.
Oh,
Wow.
the exact date.
No, it's the thing is you talk like you've been walking with God for decades now.
Well, I was raised in a God-fearing family. I won't say Christian family because honestly, I don't know if they're believers. And according to my mom, I got the equivalent of a second-year Bible college equivalent in my Bible studies there. But from what I've been studying at worldbibleschool.org, it's World Bible School. It's an awesome place where you can learn about the Bible. I found out the most of what I've learned until like a year or so ago. I really didn't learn as much as what I should have, like what I should have known. In fact, I was pretty confused until I came to the Church of Christ.
Wow.
I didn't know that I had to be baptized to be saved, for instance.
Yeah.
I didn't know things like that. I really thought that the so-called prayer, sinner's prayer, was real. Here, it's not even in the Bible. That's something that I keep finding on book brieflets that I find in the bat washroom that people leave there, and as soon as I see them, I immediately say, "Oh, not this again." Seriously, they're confusing people. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many false preachers out there and false teachers, but we have to be wary of them. Be very wary. Because
that's why we gotta beware of the truth. The truth. The God's word is the truth, and as long as we have that to our hearts, we will know and see these people coming a mile away.
Indeed. Because, like, for instance, a whole bunch of believers mixed up Daniel and Revelation, where Daniel and Revelation should not be mixed up at all. Daniel was foretold the coming of Christ, whereas Revelation foretold the destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70.
Yeah. And Jesus warned them about it. Well, actually, to be honest with you, to get this correct, when Jesus was cursed coming to Jerusalem, he actually was crying about Jerusalem because he knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, he did.
And
I remember that because I actually studied that with my pastor. A lot of people can confuse that passage. They think that the signs that Jesus says there are for his second coming, and no, they were for the destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70. There's no signs pointing to the second coming of Christ, but we have to be wary every day because Jesus Christ is coming like a thief in the night. No one's going to know the day nor the hour, only the Father in heaven.
Yes.
Says the Bible. And that's what we have to believe every day.
That's right.
It's something that I hold dear. In fact, I'm considering doing a fast this Sunday because I've been constantly falling short of what the Lord expects from me, and I really want His strength and stuff. So I'm thinking about doing a fast this Sunday, except for which is pretty much no food and no drinks except for water for 24 hours. I'm really seriously considering doing it because I really want God's power in my life, and I want to show how serious I am. And a fast is one of the ways that we can do if we want to show them that we're serious about something, because it's showing them that we're willing to put aside our physical needs for our spiritual needs.
Yes. I haven't fasted in a very long time. Hey, I'm sorry, Nathan. Ref Willie over here.
Because right now, for my Thursday evening Bible study at church, we're going through the Sermon on the Mount. And so we studied that like 3 weeks ago. And then we studied, what was it? Not yesterday, but last week we studied being anxious, which was kind of ironic, considering I was anxious for this week coming up for this week. I mean, yesterday I had a blood test in the morning, and then today, of course, I had this interview. I was feeling a little bit anxious, so I had to pray about it. And I had to do a 12-hour fast, of course, for my blood test yesterday. because I went to a new doctor, so he ordered me to do he wants to do a complete physical exam and do a complete blood work. I can understand why. I'm 30 years old. My body might not be fully functional. Even though, according to We Fit, sometimes my We Fit age can be anywhere between 22 and 48.
Yeah.
And
as you get older, it starts to go down a little bit. You notice things that start to ache and crack what they don't usually do.
Yeah. I notice I've definitely got arthritis. I think I've got arthritis in one of my small finger and my
I've thought that.
As when I can't, sometimes it hurts when I straighten it back out after I make a fist.
Yeah.
Rev Willie was
and
like, "What is that?"
All the time.
I definitely know I'm getting older because I keep getting pain in my hips and my back.
Yep.
So I definitely know I'm getting older.
It sucks, right?
Hold on. I had a little baby cow in my hand.
On his little webcam.
I had a little baby cow on my hand. Rev Willie was like, "What is that?"
Oh yeah, and back to Mr. Poppers. He says he doesn't agree with it's only about the words in the songs. All of mainstream. Okay,
Nathan,
I won't
do you
say
think
all of mainstream?
Let me ask you a question, Nathan. Do you think that is it just the words in the songs?
Mr. Willie, it's his son's little toy. His little.
Sometimes I always study the words of a song before I listen to it, or back when I was with Vanilla Ice, because I've quit doing that. I always studied the words of a song before I decided to sing it. I always wanted to make sure that the words that I sang wouldn't be something that would dishonor my Lord. It would always be something that I wanted to sing that was honoring my Lord. But the reason why I shut it down, and I'll tell this right now so everyone who's listening hears, including those who might have been fans of mine in the past. People were pressuring me to do songs, which I felt strongly.
You do music?
I used to
okay.
do music videos under Vanilla Ice, and I posted them to YouTube. I used to.
Okay.
I quit that about 3 weeks ago because people were, like I said, people were pressuring me to do songs, which I felt did not honor God at all. They were just, well, garbage.
Yeah.
And you know what the old saying is? Garbage in, garbage out.
I haven't heard that one in a long time.
And seriously, it's true in our spiritual life. We only get out of it what we put in. If we put in time for God, we're going to get good things. If we put in time for the junk of the world, we're only going to get junk out of our lives. God has to be number one in our life. He has to be a top priority. If he's not, our lives can't be the best that God wants them to be.
That's the reason
why. He has to be number one.
Yeah. That's the reason why I started this radio show from the very ground up. Now, I pay for this audio, this airtime. And this airtime is dedicated to the Lord's will. And every last Friday of the month, we give away prizes. Now, I'm not supposed to talk about this. I don't even know if this is right to talk about it. But what I do is I take the money, because I don't belong to a church right now. I grew up in the church, but I don't belong to a church right now. So right now, I congregate myself with the body of Christ. That's my congregation. But what I do is I take the tithes, my tithe money, and I distribute it into giving away and paying for Bibles and anything that is God's word inside of it. I transform it and put it into this radio show, and I give it away. And the money I use to buy these things, Bibles and all sorts of things, comes from my tithe money for God. And that's how I honor God.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And mind if I've got something which I'd like to tell you and your listeners to about, if you're willing to, if you want.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. This show is yours. This is your time right now. You can talk about it as long as you want.
It's from the SI. It's something that's called the solar player, and they're being distributed in Africa to people who don't know the Lord. They contain the entire Bible and all the lessons from World Bible School and from Sunset International Bible Institute. All those lessons. And they help people not only get to know the Lord, but also they help people understand the Lord more and what His Word says. They're helping train teachers. And so if people want to help out, they can donate to that at sibi.org. That's sibi.org. And right now they're going to 3 different countries in Africa. The people were in places where Ebola is right now. Places like Sierra Leone, countries
Really?
like that.
Wow.
Places where people where we shipped physical Bibles, they're using them for toilet paper. Toilet paper.
Wow.
Just because people sent them English Bibles, they couldn't read the English Bibles. No one there knew how to read. So by sending them the solar players, which put in the sun, they charge and all day, and then they can play for 12 hours straight. 12 hours of continuous Bible preaching and music. So it's really a powerful thing that people can do to donate.
Hold on. Can you tell what can you tell Soulful what you're saying over here about the solar players and stuff again? Because she missed out on it.
Sorry,
Sure.
I was trying to answer this.
The solar players are, they're about the size of a brick, I'd say.
A brick.
And they're charged on a solar panel. They're good for 12 hours, and they have the complete Bible, all the lessons from World Bible
wow.
School.
See, that's what he was saying.
All
He was-
the
Yeah.
lessons
I was
from the Sunset International Bible Institute. They help people understand the Bible completely.
that's
And
wonderful.
they're going to places in Africa where people have used physical Bibles as toilet paper that were shipped there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now you understand what he was saying.
Yeah,
now?
yeah, I
And-
know.
They're taking them places where Ebola was, like where Ebola is.
Yeah.
Places like Sierra Leone and stuff, places like that. And every year they choose 3 new countries. People can check it out and donate to them via PayPal at sibi.org. That's sibi.org.
sibi.org. Everybody, you got that? I can't hear myself. Okay, there we go.
If people are interested in learning more about the Bible, I strongly recommend World Bible School because it's where I still study there every day. I'm almost done the courses, but the lessons are powerful and it's completely. If people don't know the Lord, it's a good place to direct their friends to. It's a solid resource for people who want to learn more about the Bible. I recommend it to anyone who wants to get more out of their Bible. I use it every morning as part of my daily Bible study, as well as I use BibleGateway.com. It
I
has
use that.
The Bible translated in over 40 different languages.
Yeah, we
And
use that.
A lot of different translations. You can have your favorite translation there, and in your favorite language. It's our strong. I really recommend Bible Gateway for people who need a Bible on the go.
Yes,
Yes.
I got
Yes.
that.
I
got
use that.
one.
I have that on my tablet, the app. It's wonderful.
I know, and I love a lot of apps I found.
Yes. I have the daily Bible app on my phone too, where it gives me daily verses.
Yeah,
On my
it's
tablet.
amazing what I can do.
Yeah.
I mean, other thing I'm doing is right now I'm recruiting a team for Minecraft, a build team, because I'm right now.
Warcraft? You said
Almonds.
you said
Minecraft?
Minecraft?
Yeah.
You mean
It's,
that really
building-
popular game that's on the shelves right now?
It's a game on the computer that you can download from Minecraft.net,
Minecraft.
or it's also on the PS3.
What is
And right now, I'm
Minecraft?
trying to build Herod's Temple in a 1-to-2 ratio in it. Herod's Temple. I have a diagram of it in my Bible, and I'm working on building it. You can see a photograph of what I've done so far at Believe Beloved in the Minecraft thing. I posted a screenshot of what I've done there so far.
Can you
It's
tell
going
us?
to be a huge project.
Can you tell us what Minecraft is for those who don't know?
Minecraft is a game for PCs where you can basically use blocks, and everything is a block. From tools, everything is a block.
Oh.
Well, and you can build
Is it
anything
like Tetris?
in it. Everything's a 1 by 1. Basically, each block is roughly 1 meter by 1 meter, and everything's built out of blocks. Even your character is built out of blocks. Characters are about approximately 2 blocks high.
And you can make anything you want?
You can build anything. There's no limit. As long as you
Nice.
can imagine it in cube form, as built out of cubes, you can build anything. I've seen some amazing things. I mean, some of the books I'd recommend if people
Oh,
want
he's going to town now.
is The Big Book of Minecraft or Block City or The Ultimate Creator.
So you just have to buy the game?
The game is, yes, you have to buy the game. It's only $40, but it gives you hours of unlimited fun, and they update it regularly. It's definitely one of the most secure things. But I strongly recommend that for the latest version, 1.87 of it, you need a pretty darn
true
powerful
gamer.
computer. I'd recommend that you need at least a graphics card in your computer. My computer does not have one, and so I've been forced to play 1.8 version of it. Even for some of the mods, you might want to have if you don't have a graphics card in your computer, I would you have to wait till you upgrade your computer to play it, honestly, in my opinion.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, another game I like playing is called
Oh.
OpenTTD. It's sort of like if people haven't heard of it, it's a clone of Transport Tycoon Deluxe, an old game by Chris Sawyer. And it's basically a game where you run a transportation company, and you can build transportation routes. You can control ships, planes, trucks, buses, and trains. And you literally build. You can build roads. You build stations. You can build railways. You can build airports. And basically, you set your things to haul cargo between them to make money. The goal is to become a tycoon. After I think 100 years of gameplay, and it doesn't take that. It takes a while to play, but it's really a fun game. And there's a lot of different mods out there that you can download right from inside the game. It's an awesome game, and people can download it for free at openttd.org. That's openttd.org.
Nice. Very nice. That sounds like a good game to play if you have a good imagination.
It is. It's a really challenging game, and I like it. The only other games I like playing are on my Wii U that I recently got. My favorite game for that is probably Mario Kart 8.
Have you ever had anybody from the gaming market develop any type of biblical games?
I haven't seen any biblical games as far as I can tell, but I haven't seen any but I haven't really been looking that much, so there might be out there. I don't know. I mean, I know that there's games based on history, so who knows? There might be.
I would like to see.
I mean, I know I've seen mods for Minecraft that add biblical elements, like Moses' staff. I've also seen mods that make you can turn into a gods of ancient Greece, like Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, etc., etc.
That's what they want to do. They want to make people think that they're gods.
I know, and that's so
That's
wrong.
terrible.
Just like you're a god. Build your cities. You want to build a roller coaster? Build a roller coaster.
Personally, for my favorite game my favorite mod for Minecraft is one called Pixelmon, and basically it adds Pokemon to Minecraft and removes. Oh.
You still there? Think something wrong with the
Nathan?
mic?
Did we lose you? I hope not.
Check. 1 2 1 2.
Nathan, come in. Nathan.
Oh, I think he's still streaming with us right here.
What happened?
Oh, we're trying to get him back now. The system is trying
Sorry,
to get him
guys. We've been having a system problem today.
back. Yeah.
Sorry about that. My internet bleeped out.
It happens. Too much electronic stuff nowadays.
Yeah, we had an outage on the last show that we did.
Yeah, our whole system went completely dark and shut off, and we had to restart everything.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
terrible.
Like I typed in the chat, Pixelmon is a mod which substitutes Pokemon for the monsters in the game. Because normally there's monsters like skeletons, creepers. Oh, I hate creepers, witches, things like that. Things that frankly are totally against the Bible. So that's one reason I love that mod, because it substitutes Pokemon and the items from the Pokemon games for the junk of for the bad stuff of the game. And you actually can build a Pokemon team and battle other trainers. It's an awesome mod.
Aw.
I'm
You
actually
see the
planning
little
on one day building a map for it, which will completely, basically allow people to cut. It'll be for multiplayer. Let people come in, challenge eight different gyms, and then challenge each other in a tournament, sort of like the ones that you see at the end of the Pokemon show, in Pokemon TV show, like a big, 256 player tournament.
That sounds huge.
Yeah, it would be huge.
Wow.
It'll take a lot of organization, but I know it'll be worth it.
So we have a question of the day from our last show, and I wanted to ask you about it. And that is, what was the meaning and the importance of the transfiguration in the Bible with Jesus?
The Transfiguration. That was I believe, the Transfiguration was to show Christ's true nature to his three closest disciples, Peter, James, and John.
Oh, wow.
And the fact that, they needed to listen to him.
Someone's
no
on
what.
his game tonight.
You've been walking with God a lot more longer than that, man.
Are you? Yeah.
Well, I did walk with
You
him
knew that at the drop of a
between
hat.
25 and 29. I was 4 years where I admit I was in really deep spot, and I'm just very thankful that I didn't have any opportunities to fornicate, or I would have lost my virginity in an ungodly manner. So I'm very thankful to the Lord for keeping me safe that way, keeping me away from that.
Thank God, man. Keep yourself.
Because I was deep in porn and other junk. I
Okay.
was deep in that. In fact, that's still one of my main temptations. Is temptations of the flesh. And I still struggle with it, but I know that God's with me, and that I know I can always overcome it.
May I ask you a question? Have
Sure.
you done? So you've never done any fortification or anything like that of any source?
I've never had sex, period. I'm a virgin.
Congratulations. I'm so sorry, but I don't meet many virgins who are very honest and as old as you are.
That's right.
That's extremely rare nowadays, especially nowadays. I will say this, I am very proud of you, and for you being a man of that.
A man being about
I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I am very proud of
One
you.
of my coworkers, he said he believed that his sex outside of marriage was okay because after he married the girl after he knocked her up.
Oh my
Talk
gosh.
about wrong.
Wow.
Talk about wrong.
I'm very, for a woman, I'm very proud of you being a man who's a virgin at your age.
It's tough, especially with the environment I'm in.
Yes.
At work, the jokes are, I gotta admit, sometimes get very dirty. I really hate the language there sometimes. And I gotta admit, I can't wait till the day I get to put in my 2 weeks notice. That'll be the day I praise God.
You should tell them about Soulful works in an environment that's similar.
That's extremely.
We can't say where we actually disclose where we work at, but
I won't disclose where I actually work at, but I work in a retail environment that is filled with so much variety of people, so many variety of lifestyles, I'll say, and beliefs, I'll say. But it's unbelievable some of the things I overhear the gossip, the way people look at each other, treat each other, co-workers, people are guests. It's so...
I remember last year when I invited people to my baptism, no one from my work that I invited said they would come. No one. That's how dark it is at my workplace.
I don't actually, where I work, I think there's only a couple of people I know who actually believes in God. Not the way I do, not as deeply, but believes in God a bit, I should say.
I think I know that there's some people I think that maybe think they know God, but really they're not. They don't honor God truly.
Okay, I will say this: there is a gay guy. I know he's gay that I work with, and he says I'm a church boy at heart. And I'm thinking in my head, doesn't that kind of conflict with how
I'm going to have a second camera on you.
I gotta admit, it does contradict.
I'm about to have a second camera on you, so go get something. Go ahead, Nathan. You were saying?
What I believe strongly is that you cannot be a homosexual Christian. You can
exactly.
You can be a Christian who has desires of a homosexual but does not act on them because he puts God first in their life, or you're a homosexual who pretends to be a Christian on Sunday mornings, and that's the time
he's
you
very
don't worship God at all.
He's very flamboyant gay. He even prances and skips around at work, and I'm like, you're at work, you're acting like a big kid. And I couldn't believe when he told me he was a Christian, he knows about the Nephims, he knows about the giants, because he's like 6 foot something, and he's tall and slinky. And I'm like, have you ever heard? I mentioned the Nephims to him, and he says, yes, I've heard it. And I'm a Christian boy. I'm a Christian. I'm a church boy at heart. And I so badly wanted to ask him, doesn't that conflict with the way you're living, that you being gay? But I was afraid it would offend him, and that would be a whole other can of worms to get into. And I didn't ask because I didn't want him to feel bad and like offend him. But I'm just thinking that he's probably just lying to himself.
There's one thing I'm planning on, and that's next year. And I invite people to join me in both Canada and the United States, and wherever you are in the world. And I've got already an event set up for this on Believe Beloved. I'm inviting people to fast with me next year on the 20th of July. That's July 20th, 2016. I want to fast for our country and pray that God will forgive our countries. We have strayed so far from this truth. I mean, next year on that date will mark 11 years since homosexual marriages, which are supposed to be biblically defined as between a man and a woman, are legally allowed. We're legally allowed in Canada 11 years next year, 10 years this year. And it'll be 1 year for you guys, over 1 year for you guys since then. So really, we need to pray strongly. We need to ask God to forgive our country and heal it. God will not, if we Christians get together and show the world, we keep going backwards. I strongly pray that you guys have a pro-life president in the White House next year. I really pray that Hillary Clinton does not get in. I know she's strongly.
I was like, I don't want her to get in. I really do not want her or any Democrat for that matter to get in, because I see all of them so far I've seen are pro-choice, and I want a pro-life person in there, someone who will be willing to fight for the lives of the unborn. I'm strongly pro-life at heart, and I really want more pro-life thing to pass. I mean, Obama wasn't even willing to pass a prohibition after 20 weeks when there's clear evidence that it could pass constitutionally in the United States, because there's clear evidence that children in the womb at that age experience pain during an abortion, and that is constitutionally illegal according to your constitution. I really hope
that you get a president in there so that law can be passed. And then, because that will help cut down so many abortions. So many children will no longer have to experience pain before their death. It'll be
Even the
such
president.
a blessing to your country if that can at least be done. I really pray that you guys get a pro-life president.
Even the president is a puppet to somebody. I mean, it's hard for me to believe that Obama actually believes everything he's saying. Like, and the looks on his face and his little hidden words and...
I strongly believe that he's not a Christian.
Oh, no.
I believe he's secretly a Muslim. I believe he's secretly a Muslim.
You know...
He just doesn't tell. Because he's afraid that if he says he's a Muslim, then people will say, oh, that's why you're cuddling up to Iran. That's why you don't like Israel.
Thank you, Poppers, for giving 50 likes.
Papa's #1 fan in the building.
Whoop, whoop.
Is that because we have Soulful on webcam now?
Okay, this
like-
is actually the first time I've been on webcam. Hello, everybody. Yes, this is what I really look like.
Want to take a look at me? My picture's always on my blog. The top left hand of the page. It's always there.
Yeah.
It's on my Twitter feed. I always keep it up to date.
Yeah.
Don't forget Facebook. Facebook.com/Nathan Pinno.
How do you feel about Obama, Nathan?
Obama, I strongly wish that he could be knocked out, sent out of office before the end of his term. You guys do not deserve it.
You know, he won't be the first
Do not deserve
one.
it.
He won't be
And
the first
some of
one.
the things I feel he's done are unconstitutional.
Yes.
Especially
definitely
what he's done in terms of, well, like for example, like what he's done for immigration. He's ordered people to disobey the law. Disobey the law.
Yes.
When Christians are specifically supposed to obey the law. Only time we're supposed to disobey the law if God's law comes first. Acts 5. That's what the apostles say in Acts 5. We should obey God rather than man. That's what all Christians should be doing. Instead, what do we do sometimes? We compromise. God didn't say you can compromise. He said no. I must come first. Final word for me is that Joshua in his house, like Joshua said, I and my house will obey the Lord. And that's what I want to do for my life. I want to obey Him no matter what. I want to be like Joshua. I want to be someone who's willing to obey the Lord. Or someone like David.
God, you got a heart.
Put God first in his life. God blessed David so strongly. I want to be like him. Someone who's been blessed by God. I once thought that there was a special prayer that I have to pray, but I don't have to. I know that God will bless me as long as I follow Him and obey Him. God wants to bless us all, but if we don't follow Him, how can He bless us? He can't.
Yeah. I actually saw something
connection was
on
lost.
YouTube. I don't know how true this is, and I don't really want to believe it, but somebody took the time to compare Obama with Osama bin Laden with their facial similarities, and somebody thinks that Obama is Osama bin Laden in disguise. Because they had such very, very similarities, and it's a coincidence that he died all of a sudden or at a certain time and whatnot. They took a lot of time to put this little video together, and it looks convincing to people who don't know better. I should say that.
Man, there are people out there who are willing to deceive anyone
Yes.
For money mostly.
I have a lot of people that at my job try to scam me all the time, and there are different races. I won't say what races they are, but I'll say this: the races that try to scam us all the time usually talk bad about Americans and say we're bullies, we're scammers ourselves, but they're actually scamming us, and it's utterly ridiculous. Really, I mean, why talk about somebody why complain about somebody when you're doing the same thing and we're not even? It's ridiculous. It really is.
You got that right.
I want to tell them, and some of them are young kids, even from our countries that are trying to scam. I want to tell them so bad, please wake up. Get a real job. Whatever happened to making an honest dollar? Seriously.
It's the end times now. That's the thing. It's the end times.
I really
terrible.
hope and pray that
Terrible.
Alberta does not slide downhill with the NDP in charge. I really hope and pray that that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I can see the little cow.
I really hope that,
That's your son's cow.
Well, last election, but unfortunately, the NDP had to go and sweep it. I really hope I just hope and pray that the Lord will continue to bless Alberta, but I have a funny feeling that NDP is going to waste it. I mean, they just, in 6 weeks, they added $6 billion to Alberta's debt. $6 billion in just 6 weeks. And it's only been 6 weeks since they've been elected. 9 weeks since they've been elected, and they've added $6 billion.
Yeah. Mr. Poppers wants to know how often we broadcast. We broadcast at least twice a week. Fridays for sure at 6.
No, we broadcast 3 times a week. This is the 3rd broadcast of the week. There's Our Current Reality.
Sometimes you do it twice, sometimes you do it 3 times.
Yeah,
but
sometimes I do
at
it
least
twice.
one show is consistent every Friday at 6 p.m.
No, both shows, special guests. With
Well,
like Nathan's on this show, and now we have Bible study at 6
I'm
p.m.
talking
Eastern
about
time.
in different days, not 2 in one day.
Oh, okay.
On Fridays, it's 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. when we have a special guest. And throughout the week, we do Our Current Reality. We talk about current topics.
Yeah.
Sorry, I talk with my hands a lot.
No problem. I always do that at the Bible study. People can't hear me, so my minister talked to me one-on-one Bible study and told me that was a problem. So I corrected that.
Talking with your hands?
Talking with my hands over my mouth.
Oh, I talk with my hands all the time. It just sometimes sometimes my hands go everywhere. Especially earlier. If you were on the show earlier, I was really, really hyper because I had just got off work about a couple hours beforehand, and I had like 4 cups of coffee to stay awake, and I was real hyper. That's probably
I've been
bad.
off work now for about 2.5 hours because I just got off work at 7 myself.
Yeah.
7 p.m.
Long
Mountain
day.
Daylight Time.
Long day.
10, and I started work at 10 a.m. this morning, Mountain Daylight.
Nathan knows
shift.
about. Yeah, he knows about
I
the
gotta
Jetson
do the
bike.
8-hour shift again tomorrow.
Wow.
Now I get a
You
whole
know
week
what?
off for
Me
Vacation Bible
too.
School.
Me too. I started
I'm
at
looking
8
forward to
a.m.
that.
Actually, I woke up about 6 a.m. this morning, and I have another 8-hour shift tomorrow myself. It happens.
I deliberately booked this next week off for Vacation Bible School.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I booked it off. I didn't book it off for a vacation. I booked it off for the Lord first.
Yes.
Vacation just came as a bonus.
I have to use my vacation hours sometimes. I got enough saved up already.
I have a question about to Nathan. How do you feel about the Sabbath day? The Sabbath day. How do you honor it? Is Jesus our Sabbath
How do
rest?
you
How do you
observe
view
it?
it? How do you view it?
I believe strongly that believers should get together on the first day of the week for worship. But other than that, I don't have a set day of rest. But I strongly believe that I should have Sunday off working. But right now I'm only getting every second Sunday off for church. It's kind of disappointing right now. That's another reason why I don't leave work, because they don't take my spiritual needs into full effect. I mean, they could just hire someone else for Sundays. But instead, no, they have to keep me working on Sundays. It's really disappointing, to be honest. I could go restricted, but then I lose my guarantee of hours. I'm guaranteed 24 hours a week right now. If I go restricted, I lose that guarantee. And since it's my only job right now, I'm working, and it's my only job, I can't go restricted. It's just a fact.
I think I got an echo. Hold on.
Yeah, one of our guests is telling us we have an echo.
All right. You still got that echo over there?
I don't hear no echo.
Yeah, the echo is going now.
Okay, I think we fixed it. Thank you for the heads up.
All right.
Test it out.
Yeah, the echo is gone now. So you don't have a set day of rest.
I don't have one, but if I would, it would be Sunday.
A seventh day, the seventh day of the week.
The first day.
The first day of the week. Definitely.
That's because that's what Jesus said to when we were to get together and worship. And we have at my church that we go to, we have a 10 a.m. Bible study and then 11 o'clock worship service. Here in Canrose. Some churches have the worship service first and then the Bible study. And some have it their way. But our church is, right now we've got about 30 to 40 members who attend on a regular basis, and I'm glad because I'm very proud to say that all of us have been reaching out into our community. At least every one of us is reaching at least one other person for Christ. So I really look forward to what God's going to bring to my church in the future. And especially since we've got my friend Emmanuel is doing his internship at the church for school, so it's awesome to have the minister there and my friend Emmanuel. It's awesome to have such an amazing brother in Christ who's dedicated himself to God, and he's willing to talk to me whenever I need about God and about things like that. About things that when I have trouble, I can send him a quick text message and he's willing to answer.
That's
If I
good.
have an issue, he's willing to get together sometimes and talk to me.
Tell
He's
us,
a guy I can trust.
Thank
Okay.
you, RJ and Mr.
how do you
Willie,
feel about your blogs and everything? What is your plan with your blog? And if you don't mind telling the audience that are watching and listening,
who haven't been to your blog?
where can we find your blog and everything at?
Okay.
You on Twitter and the internet?
Okay, so all my links to my sites can be found at my blog at whiteeagleairy.com. That's
Said-
whiteeagleairy.com.
White Eagle?
WHITEEAGLEAIERIE.com.
Okay.
And it's basically I do a podcast there every Friday and Monday and Wednesday. Sometimes I'll do an article about what's going on. Sometimes I'll just do a quick status update. It really depends on how busy I am for the day. Like this week, I had work. Wednesday and Monday, I had a doctor's appointment, and I really was tired when I got home because I get up early for it. So I just did quick status updates. Sometimes I do a post about what's going on in my life. I try to post about, or sometimes I read something in the paper or see something that I want to talk about. And like sometimes I see an article on Facebook from the news services and I want to talk more about it. Like, I also share links to interesting things. Like I recently shared a link to donate to Sweet Cakes by Melissa. It's a bakery in Oregon that was fined $135,000 just for refusing to bake a cake for a homosexual wedding because it went against their beliefs. $135,000. And frankly, I don't agree with that decision at all. That should be a freedom of religion. And then, of course, on top of that, he had to slap him with a gag order, ordering them not to talk about it to the news.
Oh,
I really
wow.
so it's really a freedom of religion and a freedom of speech issue there. So I'm really going to keep an eye on that because really it's going to affect a lot of people if that stays in effect.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that if necessary, he takes it all the way to the Supreme Court, and that the Supreme Court tells him to go fly a kite.
Yeah.
Tells the
I'm pretty
commissioner to go
sure
fly a
you're not
kite.
the only one. Does your church happen to do any work with the public?
I know that my minister is involved in the local neighbor aid. It's a local thing where people can go to get food or other supplies that they need if they're in trouble. But other than that, I really don't know much. I know that we have an open Bible study at the church, every Thursday evening, and every Sunday morning people are welcome to come and worship with us there. And afterwards we have usually have a meal which people are welcome to eat, to join us and dine with us and share fellowship with us.
Okay. Is your church on your website? Like where it is and
I can. The church has its own website. I can give you it. It's
okay.
www.camaroschurchofchrist.org. That's camaroschurchofchrist.org.
What's the denomination of the church?
Church of Christ.
There's no Pentecost, no.
It's Church of Christ. That's the denomination. We don't believe in denominationalism. We believe that God said that church should be united as one. There should be no divisions.
See, that's how I feel. But there's all types of things of Pentecostal and Methodist and
those all broke off because they one by one they got false teachers in there. That's the reasons why. In fact, I strongly believe that the Roman Catholic Church is a cult because the Pope has officially called it his church. And I put quotes around that because that's actually what he said. He called the Roman Catholic Church his church. And the official definition of a cult is any religion that does not put Jesus first.
Ah, yeah.
Very
like
nice,
that.
very nice.
Definitely.
So that would include the Seventh-day Adventists, the Mormons, quite a few denominations who have drifted. I even say that after what the United Methodists have done and other people regarding gay marriage, I say that they are cults too. Any church that's willing to drift away from the true definition of marriage is a cult, because that's not following God's word as outlined in the Bible.
I always felt that Jehovah's Witness had something going on. Yes, he automatically said
Witness, that's okay. That stiff-necked psychology, that is so.
That you had to prove yourself to Jesus for 30 days.
I don't know what that is. That is just ridiculous.
I personally had, when I became a believer, I was given a thing which is called the 40 Days Study. And man, was that powerful. Yes. It was called Your First 40 Days, and was a powerful study. And because it was based on the fact that Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days for fasting before he was tempted. And it believes strongly that the first 40 days of your Christian walk are the most important of your walk.
Yes.
The devil will try to take you away from God's word so strongly during that first 40 days.
That's right.
If you want more information on it, feel free to contact the Church of Christ. Their contact information is at their website. Aww. And I'm certain that if they want to learn more, about how to become a believer, I strongly encourage people to study at World Bible School. It teaches the true way of what it means to be a believer. Like I've said earlier, it's what I study every morning, and I still learn from it every day. I might be almost done it, but it's still it's so powerful that I study from it every morning. I get up an hour early just to do my Bible study.
That's
and I normally
nice.
did.
I gotta start. I gotta be.
And I know, and I always fast every morning because I don't have my breakfast until my Bible study is complete.
Nice.
So technically, I have a fast every morning.
That's very nice. Very nice.
I always put God
Very
first
dedicated.
in my life.
Yes. For those of you who are watching on a webcam, that's his adorable little son in his arms, in case you're wondering who that little rascal is. And for the Republican preacher boy, hello to you. And this is Nathan Pinno, our special Pinno. I'm sorry. Nathan Pinno.
It's common. It's common. Don't worry about it. It's common.
He is our special guest tonight. He is a blogger and a Christian follower. He's been a follower for about a year and some now.
A little bit over a year, yes.
Yes. That's what you missed. To catch you up a little bit.
I technically call myself a disciple of Jesus because that's what any true Christian should be. They should be a disciple of Jesus.
Yes.
That's what I
Amen to that.
I prefer calling myself that because that's what the early believers called themselves? They called themselves disciples.
Followers of Christ, disciples.
They weren't called Christians until Antioch.
Yes. You know what, man? You've been following God much more longer than a year. I'm telling you, because all the stuff you know, it took me months to know that.
I've had a lot of good
Bible study
with my minister.
Yeah, because
and I read, and so far we're reading a chapter of the New Testament every day, and right now I'm up to let me see, I believe it's Philippians chapter 3 in the ESV version of the Bible. So I'm really learned quite a bit.
You learned a lot.
I gotta admit, I learned, and right now I'm going with my minister. I'm starting at once a week. We're starting a chapter. Right now, next week we'll be studying 1 Corinthians 10 in our personal one-on-one Bible study.
Nice.
So far, we've gone through Ephesians. We've studied Daniel. We talked about Revelation.
That's very good.
I keep wanting, and every time I have a question, he's willing to help me study it and help me get the answer that I need. I really am grateful for my minister, David Friesen, and for being there for me, and for the people of my church family. Because without them, I would be lost. To be honest, because back then I was completely lost. I was asking so many different questions, and they helped me solve all those questions.
Interchangeable.
Just by being who they were.
Yes, agreed, preacher boy. He said that disciples and apostles are interchangeable.
Apostles is someone who is sent out, is the official definition of that. Well, a disciple is someone who follows. So they are not interchangeable, I'm sorry to say.
Mitzvah, stop banging on the thing.
So if I say my church was to send me to Edmonton, I could be called an apostle of the Kamloops Church of Christ. Whereas right now I am a disciple of Jesus because I follow him every day. I cannot be called an apostle of Christ because Christ has not sent me out.
Preacher boy, do you have a rebuttal? That'd be interesting.
Mitzvah, stop. This boy grabbing everything over here.
He's 8.5 months old. What do you expect him to do?
Stop. I gotta push everything away from you. All right. So thank you for being on the show, Nathan. Really appreciate it.
For all of those who have not heard, where can they find your work?
I already asked him that.
I know, but some people have just now joined or just now seen.
Well, people can find my company's website at leadlink.com, or my company's Christian or Christ-centered social network is at believebeloved.com. My personal blog is whiteeagleairy.com. That's whiteeagleairy.com. Every Friday, I release a podcast, and every Monday, Wednesday, I try to post as well. And you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Nathan Pinno, or on Twitter at whiteeagle2008. That's whiteeagle2008 for Twitter.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for being on the show tonight, Mr. Nathan.
Well, have a good night, and may God bless.
Thank you very much. Please keep in touch with us. We would love to have you back.
Be happy to be back sometime.
Thank you very much, Nathan.